In 1975, an engineer at Kodak built the world's first digital camera. His bosses looked at it and told him to keep it quiet. That decision is the most famous business mistake ever made. It gets told the same way every time. Kodak invented the future, buried it, and paid with its life. Except that story is wrong. Kodak didn't ignore digital. Kodak went all in on digital, and it still died. Here's what makes it interesting. On the other side of the world, a company was facing the exact same extinction. Same product, same collapse, same decade. One of them filed for bankruptcy. The other is now worth billions and doesn't really make film anymore. It makes medicine and skin cream. This is why one lived. To understand how big Kodak was, forget cameras. Kodak sold film, and film was one of the great businesses in history because film is a consumable. You don't buy it once, you buy it forever. Every holiday, every wedding, every birthday. And then you paid Kodak again to develop it. At its peak in the mid-90s, Kodak employed something in the region of 145,000 people and controlled around 2/3 of the global film market. In America, it was close to a monopoly. The phrase "a Kodak moment" was in the dictionary. Now here's the part that never gets told. Kodak knew digital was coming. Of course it did. It invented it. In 1975, a young engineer named Steven Sasson built a prototype in a back room. 8 pounds of hardware, roughly 1/100th of a megapixel, 23 seconds to record one black and white image onto cassette tape. Management's reaction wasn't stupidity, it was arithmetic. Film was a machine that printed money. Digital was a machine that would destroy the machine that printed money. So they waited. And when they finally moved, they moved harder than anyone expected. By the mid-2000s, Kodak wasn't hiding from digital. Kodak was selling more digital cameras in America than anyone else. It was, briefly, the market leader. And it was losing money on almost every one. This is the trap. Film wasn't just a product, it was a monopoly with enormous margins. Digital cameras were an electronics business. Thin margins, brutal competition, and the customer never came back for a refill. Kodak swapped a business where it kept most of the money for one where it kept almost none. Then the second wave hit. The camera stopped being a thing you bought at all. It became a feature on a phone. In January 2012, Kodak filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Which brings us to the company that should have died on exactly the same day. Fujifilm was founded in Japan in 1934, and by the end of the century, it was Kodak's only real rival. Same product, same customers, same cliff edge. When film demand collapsed, Fujifilm lost the majority of its core business in under a decade. On paper, it was over. Then Fujifilm asked a question Kodak never seriously asked. Forget what we sell, what do we actually know? And the answer was strange. Photographic film is a layered chemical product built on collagen. Fujifilm had spent 70 years mastering collagen and mastering antioxidants, because oxidation is what makes photographs fade. Collagen and antioxidants are also the two things the skincare industry is built on. In 2007, the film company launched a cosmetics line. It sounds like a joke, it wasn't. It was the first move in a complete rebuild. Fujifilm pushed into medical imaging. It bought its way into pharmaceuticals. It moved into manufacturing biological drugs for other companies. Today, Fujifilm is broadly a healthcare and advanced materials company. Film is a rounding error. So why did one company see it and the other didn't? It isn't intelligence. Kodak had brilliant people. It's something much more uncomfortable. Kodak defined itself by what it sold. Fujifilm defined itself by what it knew. If you are a film company, the death of film is the death of you, and every option looks like suicide. If you are a chemistry company that happens to sell film, the death of film is inconvenient, but chemistry doesn't go anywhere. Kodak wasn't beaten by digital. Kodak invented digital, led the market in digital, and still lost, because it never worked out what it was underneath the product. The question isn't what you sell, it's what you'd still be good at if what you sell disappeared tomorrow. Kodak's patents were eventually sold off in the bankruptcy, bought by a group that included the same phone companies that finished it off. The camera Steven Sasson built in 1975 is in a museum now.